What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is a new show alert. We are talking about Martha's Vineyard, Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Listen, that's code word for the black folk, okay? This is the black summer house, okay? Anybody who knows anything about the history of Martha's Vineyard, you know that it is a very rich and African American vacationing tradition. It is very elite. It is very, the black bourgeoisie. Barack Obama and his family vacation there. In the summer they have a home there. A lot of black celebrities vacation there and have homes there. So this show isn't what I expected. I mean, we know the concept. You put a bunch of people in the house for the summer. You film what's going on. You create situations to see how people are going to react. But I honestly did not expect. As we go through it, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't expect. Oh, I can go ahead and say it now. I guess I really expected this was going to be a show about the black upper class. They're very snooty, very, yes, I was here and my parents were here and I come from this family and we have this money and honestly that's not what I'm getting. And so I'm glad because I wasn't gonna sit through that. I'm gonna tell y'all now I wasn't gonna sit through a show full of, fake bougie ass black folk. I wasn't gonna do it. So let's get into it. So we start this episode off. We see Jasmine and Silas. They are married. They're newlyweds. And what I love is that Jasmine is wanting to play Sally Homemaker this season. She wants to be matchmaker. She wants to, be the perfect hostess type situation. Silas, we find out, is an immigrant. His family came over from, oh shoot, I didn't write it down. Was it Liberia? During the revolution. So he comes from very humble beginnings, and his family is from the continent of Africa. I think it was Liberia. I may have the country wrong. My apologies ahead of time. And so they're dealing with the whole newlywed thing, and it was funny because later on in the episode, Jasmine tries to make it seem like, the vineyard, and oh yes, I love the vineyard, and I love coming to the vineyard, and her homegirl Bria calls her out and be like, girl, girl, you've been here twice. Like, don't act like this was just summer, like you was here every summer. Girl, you been here twice. I said, I know that's right. Listen, if your friends won't keep you humble, who will? Now then we meet Preston. Preston is an attorney. Him and Silas are part of the same fraternity. They are both alphas. And let me tell you something. For those who are not familiar with black folk who went to college, who are D9, it is absolutely hilarious to see how the two alphas were clowning the two kappas, and the kappas were clowning the alphas. Like, that is just a D9 thing. It is all in good fun and jest. Like, it's not that deep. I don't want nobody to be tripping. But it is so real. Like, it really is real. And it was hilarious to see. It was cute to see. Now Bria shows up. Now we found out that Bria and Jasmine and Shanice, who we have not met yet, all knew each other because all of them worked at the Playboy Club together in New York. Now that was my first ding 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 ding. Houston, this isn't what I expected. I thought we was going to be dealing with the black bourgeoisie, and the black bourgeoisie wouldn't have been working down to the Playboy Club unless they were revolting against their upbringing, right? First of all, my first thought was, they still got a Playboy Club? Because we did a whole series over here on the Playboy situation, and I didn't know the Playboy Club still existed. It must be like some sort of reboot situation down to the New York City. I don't know. Don't care enough to investigate it, but okay. Bria shows up with a dog. Now she says it's her emotional support dog, and it very well may be. I'm not judging or questioning that. But here's my problem with dog people. Dog people think everybody's a dog person. Dog people think that because they have a dog, everybody should love and accept their dog. No, we don't. And Bria didn't tell nobody she was bringing no dog till she showed up with that damn dog. people might have allergies. People may just not like dogs. And then, like the next day, that dog was in the pool. I didn't know we did that. Who's swimming with the dog? My cousin has a pool in her backyard, and she has a dog that she loves a lot. And let me tell you what we don't do. We do not swim with the dog. Now, I know people do that. I get it. But again, when you're in a group of people, a cohabitating type situation, those are conversations that we need to have. Are you comfortable with the dog being in the pool with you? Are you comfortable with a dog that gets in the pool? Because for me, the answer would be no. And I just think that a conversation should have been had. But okay, moving on, child. We'll get to the dog. We'll get more to the dog later. Bria has a boyfriend in Germany named Simon. And immediately I felt like there was some judgment coming from Jasmine, because Jasmine was like, "What? You have a boyfriend in Germany?" And then, like, literally 5 minutes later, she was like, "Well, girl, we got some single guys coming, and I think that there'll be some guys, some great guys there for you to meet." And Bria was immediately offended, like, "Girl, I know I just told you I got a boyfriend. I mean, I know he lives in Germany, but why are you trying to hook me up with some guys when I know I just told you I got a boyfriend?" And so Jasmine is doing a lot. She brings up this whole matchmaking thing a lot, and it's like almost like she's trying to force a situation. She's trying to force a relationship or a situationship to happen. Are you trying to make good TV? Are you playing producer? Because throughout it even got to the point that by the end of the episode, Jordan, who we haven't met yet, we're about to meet Jordan in a second. Jordan was like, "I really wish we could just have an organic conversation. Like, why do you keep giving us prompts? And why are the prompts always around us dating, us in a relationship? Like, why can't we just organically be cool? And if something evolves, it just evolves naturally, you know?" So then we meet, um, mm, hold on. Okay. Shanice. Now Shanice, we heard about Shanice on the phone. Shanice say when she get there, she wants some penis. Okay, she wants some penis. All right. So then we meet Nick and Alex. They're the Kappas. Nick is a stylist. Alex, we found out later on, is John Legend's cousin, and he can sing a little something. Okay, a little yang yang around the house, child. Um, I wrote in my notes, Playboy Bunny question mark. That's still a thing. See, that's right there in my notes, child. Um, then we meet then we meet Amir. Amir is in real estate, and Amir is half black and half Lebanese. And he says that, it wasn't until he was adult that he really started embracing the black side, because he was raised by his mom, who was Lebanese. And so he was raised with all of the traditions and the things like that as it relates to um I'm sorry, as it relates to growing up, traditions, food, things like that. So he talks about that. Amir is also a hoe. He's a hoe, and he has decided that he wants Jordan. And I think that he thinks that Jordan cannot resist his, you know, sexiness. I don't know. But guess who else is a little flirty with Jordan? What's his name? Alex. Alex likes Jordan too. Who is Jordan, you ask? Good question. Jordan is Jasmine's best friend. She calls her sister cousin. Now, at first I thought they were cousins in real life, but they call each other sisters. Like my cousin, she's like one of my best friends. I call her my sister cousin. I thought that's who it was. But I felt like later on that they're not actually related. Now, of course, we have to go around the house and pick out the rooms. Thank you for not dragging out this room situation and turning it into a whole thing. Nick said that he needs the room with the bigger closet because he has the most extensive wardrobe. Jasmine thought he said expensive, but he said extensive, and he had to correct her later on. He said, "Hold on, I didn't say expensive." He said, "Doesn't matter how much your clothes cost as long as you can match them up and they fly." And we found out that Nick was raised by a single mom, and I guess his mom was fly because he said when she went shopping, we went shopping. Okay. Now we find out that Amir has been flirting with Jordan before they even got there, and Jordan thought it was corny. Amir thought he was doing the damn thing. He said, of course I had to, do my research, and I had to find out who was who before we got here. And so now Jasmine's thing is, look, I was the last Playboy Bunny Playmate of the year. Again, didn't know it was a thing. She said, and I'm like only like the third black Playmate of the year. So I kind of got that Playboy thing going for me. She said, so honestly, when it comes to guys flirting with me, I really am a little reserved because I never know if it's about you flirt with me because you really like me or because the whole Playboy thing. Like, I'm not sure. Then we meet, last but not least to get there that night, is Mariah. Now, Mariah is a nurse and a screenwriter. We find out later on that Mariah and Jasmine actually wrote a TV show based on their real experiences in New York. Now, the way Mariah tells the story is that Jasmine invited her to come to New York, to move to New York, and because they went to college together. They knew each other in college. And when she got to New York, she said what Jasmine didn't tell me was that she was going to get evicted out her damn apartment. So next thing you know, we're evicted living in our car, taking showers at Planet Fitness until we can get back on our feet. And so somebody said, hey, I think this would be a good TV show. And that's what they did. So they've actually filmed a pilot and all of that. So I don't know if it's actually been picked up or it's going to get picked up or whatever the situation is. But let me tell you what you better not never do. What you better not never do is invite me to move somewhere and you about to get evicted out your apartment. Because there's going to be some problems. It's going to be some problems. I'm just letting you know. There's going to be some problems. So, alright. So, anyway. So, everybody is cool. We find out that Amir is checking for Jasmine. But Alex, like I said, is also sort of checking for Jasmine. And he's playing things kind of cool, right? He ain't being too obvious. He ain't being too overt about it. But he's just kind of sitting back, biding his time. So we have dinner. They have the private chef come in. Dinner was cool. They were kind of, doing the get to know you kind of thing, going around the table type stuff. What's his name? Preston. We found out that Preston is gay, and he is very much like, he said, I hate the term black excellence. And I love what he said. He went to explain. He said, when I think of black excellence, I think of my mom, who had me young, graduated from high school, hustled, bust her ass. Like, I don't think, when people say black excellence, I think a lot of times people think like, elite excellence. He said, for me, I just think of my mom who did what she had to do to raise us and bust her butt, right? So everybody goes outside to get in the hot tub, and they end up playing like basically truth or dare. They dare Amir to kiss the girl he likes, so of course he kissed Jasmine. Then they dare Alex, so Alex does the same thing. He's kissed Jasmine. I was like, there you go, staking your claim. Jasmine is like, you know what? Okay, look, I know I look good and I know I'm cute. So you being attracted to me, okay, doesn't really do much for me, but how about how about you want to get to know me? How about you ask questions about my brain, about my thoughts, about my mind? They dared Mariah to give Nick a lap dance. Child, Mariah comes out, twerks a little bit, and gets back in the hot tub. Nick was like, what? What just happened? Like, I was ready for a lap dance, and that didn't happen. I'm not quite sure what happened here. Nick was cute. Nick was funny. So, but we found out Mariah's a single mom, and her son is staying with her mom and his dad for the summer while she's, doing this. Everybody goes to bed. So the next day we wake up, everybody's doing their thing. We got yoga, we got people jogging, we got blah, 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 blah. Silas is working from home, he's in finance, so he still got to do his thing. He's also in the Army Reserve. We see the ladies, Jasmine and Mariah, go to have like a writers meeting. They want to, start doing some work on their screenplay or whatever. And there's dog hair everywhere. There's dog hair everywhere. Now, they end up calling Bria into where they are, where it's just the two of them. It's just the two of them to ask her about the dog situation. She blows up. Like, to me, she was very defensive and she really went off. Now, I don't think that they were rude about it. Like, they pulled them away. They didn't do it in front of the whole group, and they were just like, "Girl, we need to put some boundaries in place when it comes to the dog. Like, there's dog hair everywhere. There was poop outside. Like, it's just we just need to work some things out." And Bria blew up and goes off, and it turns into a big thing. And again, I feel like, yes, there needs to be some boundaries. Because, like I said, I don't want your dog in my pool. Because they were like, well, there's dog hair everywhere. And she was like, well, I don't know what to do about that. What do you want me to do about that? You don't have no dog brush? Like, because I know if he shed in less than 24 hours, if he shed all over that damn house, then he sheds at your house. You don't have no brush. You don't have one of them things that collects the dog hair. Like, you don't have nothing. See, that's the kind of stuff that you make sure you have when you show up somewhere with a damn dog and you're going to be in a group setting for how long? I think they're going to be there 3 weeks or something like that. Like, that is the kind of stuff that you make sure you have. See, that's why I say people be getting on my nerves when they're comfortable with something being in a certain space and they can't see outside of that. They're comfortable with it being like that and they can't see outside of their own space. That bothers me. That irritates my soul. So anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. So anyway, from there, like I said, it becomes a thing. Bria walks out and she goes around the house and asks everybody in the house, "Do you have a problem with my dog? Do you have a problem with Milo? Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem?" Listen, it's not so much that they have a problem with Milo to the point where Milo got to get his ass out. It's the fact that they are literally sitting and there are no boundaries with the dog, right? And people want boundaries. So everybody mad. Well, the girls are mad. The guys are, the guys are the guys. So we see Bria sit down on the couch. She calls her boyfriend. When she goes outside, she calls Simon, and Simon is like, "Look, everybody, some people don't want to see you win, girl. Some people don't want to see you win, but don't worry, I'll be there soon. I got you. I got you." And Bria also said she felt some kind of way because she felt like Jasmine wasn't respecting her relationship because she kept trying to set her up with other people. And so she's sitting on the couch. Alex done hooked her up, or Nick done hooked her up with one of those leg compression things that help with your circulation and stuff. And Jasmine don't see her or sit on the couch. So Jasmine is talking to Preston and is like, "Oh my gosh, Bria, we need to talk." Because now, granted, she didn't say anything horrible about Bria, but she was like, "We need to talk because that was just too much. That earlier was just too much." And Bria was like, "Girl, I'm right here. Like, if you need to talk, we need to talk. Let's talk because I am right here." So, they end up talking, but Bria doesn't feel like it's genuine. Bria feels like it was a rushed conversation, and basically she feels like the only reason why her and Jasmine had it is because she literally overheard Jasmine getting ready to go into. See, if I sat there and waited to see how far she was gonna go with this whole "we need to talk" because she was doing too much. I want to know how far you was gonna go with it. See, that's what I would have done, child. I'd have sat there like, okay, that's how you feel, all right. Now, while all of this is going on inside the house, y'all, outside the house, Jasmine, Alex, and Amir are having a conversation, and Jasmine is letting them know, Jordan, and Jordan is letting them know that she is celibate, and that she has been celibate for the last year because she's been meeting guys and she needs to make sure that they're there for her and not because she posed in Playboy. And she said, taking sex out of the equation, has helped a lot to separate, real from fake. And so Amir was like, Alex was like, "I think that's great. I think that's great, that she took the time out to get to know herself, to do some self-reflection. I mean, I've had to do that myself, so I understand what it's like." Baby, Amir was like, "A year without sex? Oh, hell no." So I said, see, Amir's just trying to be a hoe. And Alex actually, man, I don't know. Alex might just be, shooting the shit too. But I feel like Alex was trying to, maybe get to know Miss Jordan a little bit. So anyway, they get ready for dinner. It's a black, it's an all white affair, child. Can we please eliminate all white parties from everything? Just everything. Can we? But they go to dinner, and again, Jasmine again is trying to play matchmaker, and that's when Jordan was like, "I really wish we could just have an organic conversation. Like, can we just talk? And whatever happens, happens. Wherever the conversation goes, just let it go." And Jasmine was like, "Okay, all right, okay." But again, she still tries to prompt a conversation, and they were like, "Girl, you are still doing it. Like, chill out." So they started talking about. So she was like, "Well, let's go around the table and like let's talk about ourselves and what are your goals? What are you trying to do?" And again, Jordan was like, "Girl." So somehow they get on a conversation about when they were all living in New York, and Silas starts talking about how he didn't like when Jordan and Jasmine would hang out because they would be out all late, and he just felt like basically, and he said earlier he felt like Jordan was a bad influence on Jasmine. And so Alex is going to jump in and be like, "Yeah, Jordan definitely seems like she's the toxic friend." Jordan was like, "What? What's that supposed to mean?" Alex was like, "Girl, I was playing. I'm just playing. Like, I was just joking." But then Silas went on to explain how he had an issue with the fact that there were times when he would call her and she wasn't there, she wasn't home, and they were like, "It's New York." Like he said, "It'd be 2 in the morning," and I didn't like it. She was like, "But it's New York. Like stuff don't even start until 1 in the morning. Like that is just New York. It's not." And he was like, "Well, one time I talked to her and she said that guys were that people were buying them drinks." She was like, "And you assumed, like, what did you assume? You assumed that it was a quid pro quo type situation?" And she was upset. She went, "Oh," she was like, "Listen, explain something. Let me explain something to you. I am very safe. I make sure that I'm safe and that my friends are in a safe environment. I take that very seriously. And I really am, upset and offended that you make it seem like I wouldn't look out and I wouldn't make sure that that Jasmine is safe and that we gonna all get home. Like I don't like that. That bothers me." And that's sort of where the episode ended. So anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.